What? You're moving? Seriously, no heads up, no discussion? Well, fine, you guys better help pack my stuff too. My sister-in-law suddenly started ordering us around when she learned we were moving houses. My husband calmly responded to her imposing attitude. Sure, but where's your house? I'm Emma, a 35-year-old housewife. I live with my husband Michael and our 2 sons, making us a family of 4. We had our first son right after getting married and our second 2 years later, so they're now 6 and 4 years old. Michael and I met at a party thrown by a friend. At that time I was a nurse and he was a doctor. We both laughed that our meeting place wasn't a hospital but a party. Having the same profession helped us click right away. Although he's 3 years older than me, he's young at heart in a good way, and we always had engaging conversations. He was assertive on dates, showing his manliness and reliability, which drew me to him more and more. We started dating and got married a year later. Soon after, we had our first child and have been building our home together since then. I quit my job to focus on child rearing and household chores, and he worked hard to support our family. He's always been kind to me, even after marriage and having kids. Thanks for always cooking and cleaning, Emma. I can work with peace of mind because you take care of our home. He always expresses his gratitude, making me feel truly happy. On his days off, he helps with the kids too. I'm grateful to have met such a wonderful man. Our happy and harmonious relationship has helped our children grow well and become good kids. Our current apartment became too small, so we decided to build our own house before our eldest son starts elementary school. We visited real estate agents and looked at various properties, discussing our ideals and wishes. This helped us solidify the image of our new home. Finally, with our dream home design set, we started building our new house. When we visited the in-laws during New Year's, we shared our news, and they revealed they were thinking of moving out too. We're getting older, you know. Rather than staying here as we age, we're thinking of moving into a high-end facility for a more comfortable life. They plan to move into a facility and sell their house, but the desired place was popular with a wait of about 6 months. Hearing this, my husband made a suggestion to the in-laws. We won't be moving into our house for another 6 months, so how about we all live together here until then? That way we can be there for you if you need anything, and it'll save us on rent. Plus, the kids are really cramped in our current place. This house is spacious enough for them to live comfortably. My husband suggested this, and the in-laws agreed, nodding at the idea. So we began our temporary living arrangement with them. We immediately canceled our apartment lease, packed up, and moved in with the in-laws. Thank you, Olivia and William, for having us. The pleasure is ours. Grandma, Grandpa, let's play lots. Me too. Sure, let's play a lot. But first, let's put away our stuff. Okay. The kids were thrilled to live in the spacious house with a big yard, and to be there with the kind in-laws. They rushed upstairs, put their stuff in the room the in-laws had shown them, and then ran out to play in the yard. My husband and I smiled watching them. Our new home ready in 6 months also has a big yard. I was sure the kids would enjoy playing there just as much. As I was thinking this, I saw a figure next to me in the window to the yard opened. Before I could see who it was, the person started shouting at the kids. Quiet down, I'm trying to sleep. Keep it down. The sudden yelling startled the kids and they froze. I was speechless. The person yelling was a disheveled woman in sweatpants and long, unkempt hair. My husband stepped up to her, angry. Sis, what are you doing yelling at the kids like that? The nerve of you all to show up and make noise. I'm trying to sleep. Keep your kids quiet. It was Sophia, my sister-in-law. I hadn't seen her since our wedding. I thought she lived alone as she wasn't at the in-laws during New Year's, but apparently she's been living here all this time. Enough, Sophia! I won't tolerate any more disturbance. After being scolded by father-in-law, William, Sophia retreated to her room, but the kids were too scared to play outside anymore and came back in. I'm sorry about that. Your aunt can be quick-tempered. Don't worry, it's not your fault. Kids should be outside running around. William reassured the kids, calming them down. I'm making some snacks and tea. Let's all have some, Mother-in-law Olivia said, and the kids, forgetting the incident, hurried to wash their hands. In the meantime, my husband asked the in-laws about Sophia. Doesn't sis ever leave the house? To his question, the in-law sighed. Yeah, she's been staying here all this time. She used to work part-time until a few years ago, but quit after some issues at work. Since then, she's been staying home like that. Olivia looked quite distressed as she complained about the situation. Sophia's unkempt and overgrown hair was probably a result of her not leaving the house at all. It seems Sophia had been timing her outings to places like cafes to avoid us, which is why we hadn't seen her for years. However, now that we were living together, avoiding each other wasn't an option. But her sudden outburst at the children earlier was concerning. I started to feel uneasy about this cohabitation. Then dinner time came. Sophia didn't come down to the dining table. When my husband asked the in-laws if we should call her, they replied, "She doesn't want to eat with us." And they seem to have given up. It's been like that for years. She apparently waits until the in-laws have finished eating before coming down. She was essentially in a state of total seclusion. While being a recluse isn't inherently bad, her earlier outburst at the kids was troubling. Neither my husband nor I knew how to interact with Sophia, who we barely met before. I had no idea my sister was living here too. Sorry about this. My husband even apologized to me. Despite my apprehensions, this cohabitation was temporary, and I braced myself for the challenges ahead. The next day, after the kids went to kindergarten and my husband went to work, Sophia got up around noon and came into the living room. Seeing me, she looked surprised. "Why are you here?" I was confused. Before I could respond, she asked, "You're still staying?" I realized she might not know about the arrangement. "Didn't Olivia and William tell you?" I asked. "Tell me what?" she replied. This seemed like a chance to have a proper conversation with her, so I politely introduced the situation. "We started living here temporarily from yesterday." "Living here? Together?" she asked. "Yes, Sophia. I hope we can get along," I said, bowing my head. This made Sophia angry and she clenched her fists. "What? I didn't know about this. You just showed up and now we're living together? Get out right now." Her sudden outburst took me by surprise again. Olivia rushed over, alarmed by the loud noises. "What's going on, Sophia? Why are you upset?" Sophia vented. "Mom, what's this about living together? You can't just decide that. I absolutely don't want to live with this woman and her noisy kids." I was angry, but I knew getting emotional would only escalate the situation. I maintained my composure and responded calmly. "I'm sorry, Sophia. We'll do our best not to cause any trouble. Please bear with us," I said, bowing my head again. However, Sophia continued with her hostile attitude. "You think you're acting like an adult now?" she accused. "No, I didn't mean," I started. "You're just looking down on me, aren't you? Thinking you're better because you married a doctor," she provoked. "Stop it, Sophia. Don't say such horrible things to Emma." "Shut up. You probably wish I was never born and only Michael was your child," Sophia retorted. "That's not true. Why do you belittle yourself like this?" "I can tell when you're lying to me. Don't underestimate me." Sophia exclaimed, pouring hot water into instant noodles before retreating to her room upstairs. I'm so sorry, Emma. Ever since she failed her university entrance exam, she's been like this. She was always a sensitive child. I knew she didn't get along well with her classmates. She often had these kind of paranoid thoughts. Is that so? I replied. She even quit the private university she got into as a backup, saying it wasn't the right fit. We've encouraged her to at least work part-time, but she quits almost immediately. She hops from job to job for a while, and even the one part-time job she stuck with for a bit, she suddenly quit one day and has been like this ever since. William and I are getting older and don't have the energy or strength to argue anymore. We're really at a loss. Hearing Olivia's story, I was overwhelmed. Were they that troubled by how to handle Sophia? My husband had mentioned that Sophia was delicate and difficult to deal with, but he didn't know she was still living here, so he probably hadn't heard this from the in-laws. Maybe the kind-hearted in-laws didn't want to burden him with these details. Realizing the seriousness of the issue, I suggested we should all sit down and discuss it together, including my husband. Olivia agreed, and that night my husband and I, along with the in-laws, discussed Sophia's situation. My husband was surprised by how serious it was. We need to do something urgently, he said. First, we needed to understand why Sophia was not working. If we could figure out why she quit her part-time jobs, it might help us find a solution. My husband immediately went to talk to Sophia. Sis, can I talk to you for a minute? What? I'm busy, she replied. Sorry to disturb you, I just wanted to talk, he said, trying to approach her gently. At first, Sophia was cold and standoffish, but gradually she started talking. It's always someone else's fault. Never mine, she said. I see. That must have been tough. My husband listened patiently, and when he came out of her room, he looked exhausted. I asked her about the job she quit. It's just complaints about others, and she doesn't think she's at fault. But listening to her, it seems like most of the problems were actually caused by her, he shared with me. That's tough, I said, realizing how complex the situation was. However, it was good that she was at least starting to open up to my husband. Despite his busy schedule, my husband continued to communicate with Sophia, even in the evenings and on his days off. Perhaps because of that, Sophia started coming down to the dining table when the in-laws or we were there, and we began eating meals together. The in-laws were delighted that she had started eating with us. Sophia, shall I serve you some rice? Yes, please. Today we have chicken. It's tasty. I'll give you one of Dad's pieces. Thank you. Watching the in-laws interact happily with Sophia made me smile. The boys, seeing that Sophia wasn't as intimidating as before, ate their meal without much wariness. Good job, Michael, I said, appreciating my husband's efforts. He sighed. Oh, well, this is just the first step. He said that. There was still a lot to do for Sophia's independence, especially since we and the in-laws would not be living with her in a few months. Sophia started coming down to the living room during the day and slowly began interacting with the children. I thought this was a positive sign and asked Sophia if she wanted to help with dinner preparation. You're really bad at cooking, Emma. And you're not even pretty. How did you manage to seduce Michael? Did you use your body? You seem like the type who's bad with men. You know, the kind of unattractive woman who somehow keeps getting guys? That's you. It seemed she couldn't feel satisfied unless she was looking down on others. I was angry, but I endured it, thinking it was only for a little while longer. However, Sophia's harassment escalated. One day, Olivia was in the hospital, and William was out with friends, leaving me alone with Sophia. At lunchtime, I'm hungry, Emma. Make me something, Sophia said. Reluctantly, I made pasta for both of us. But then, Oh, wow, this looks awful, she said, and did something shocking. I can't eat this. Incredibly, she said this and threw the pasta I had made right into the trash can. Even I couldn't hold back at that. What are you doing? Throwing away food is unacceptable, I protested. Sophia just smirked back. If it's inedible, it's no different from garbage, right? If I can't eat it, I have to throw it away. She then took out instant pasta from the cupboard. It seemed she had planned to throw away my cooking from the start. I couldn't forgive Sophia anymore. I had been patient, hoping she would become independent, but she was beyond help. That night, I told my husband and the in-laws about the harassment I had been enduring, including what happened earlier that day. They were greatly disappointed and made a tough decision to completely give up on Sophia. Our new house was nearly finished, and the in-laws had already secured a spot in the facility and were ready to move at any time. We decided to move ahead with our plans and started packing right away. A month later, we and the in-laws were ready to move. On moving day, the movers were busy transporting our large items. As the furniture and appliances were being cleared out, Sophia came downstairs looking sleepy. It's so noisy this morning. What's going on? She asked. My husband replied, We're moving to our new house. Oh, really? Wait, why is the fridge gone? I was about to have some milk. Are you stealing it? Sophia asked, missing the point. Olivia, somewhat exasperated, explained. We sold the fridge. Sold it? Why? Sophia asked, puzzled. Because we're moving too. Moving? Where to? Sophia was surprised. To a retirement home. We're not going to live with you. So that's it. We're moving to a new place, huh? You should have just said so. Seriously, no heads up, no discussion. Dad and Mom are always like that, missing things. Well, it's okay. You guys, make sure to pack my stuff too. Sophia seemed oddly happy. When she realized that we were moving, she imperiously ordered us around. To Sophia, my husband calmly retorted, Okay, but where's your house? Huh? Sophia was surprised by his words. What do you mean, where? Obviously, it's wherever Mom and Dad are moving to, right? When Sophia said this, William sighed and spoke. We are moving to a retirement home. We are not living together with you. What? What do you mean? I didn't hear about this. We didn't tell you. Why are you being so cruel? She protested. It's because of the cruel way you've treated Emma. We've always cared for you, even though we didn't know how to deal with you. We've supported you, and Michael and his family have tried to help you become independent. You managed to communicate with us again, but then you started being mean to Emma. You trampled on our kindness, and after all the betrayals we faced, we've decided to give up on you too. That's... Confronted directly by William about being abandoned, Sophia finally realized the gravity of the situation. I can't manage a household on my own. I can't stay here alone, she panicked. What are you talking about? We're not leaving this house to you. We've already put it up for sale. You need to pack your things and leave immediately. But I'll be homeless, Sophia exclaimed. Well, yes. Wait, that's too harsh. You have a responsibility to take care of your child, she protested. Enough. Stop acting like a teenager at 40. We're not that heartless, though. We've arranged a place for you to live immediately. Where is it? She asked anxiously. At my brother's farm. A farm? In the countryside? Sophia was taken aback. Yes, that's right. My brother is already informed. You can move there anytime, but working in the fields daily is a condition. I can't do that. It's impossible, Sophia resisted. Then the only other option is homelessness in this city, William retorted. That's... Sophia collapsed on the spot, then turned to my husband pleading. Michael, please, take me with you to your new house. Let me live with you. It was astonishing that she could ask such a thing. My husband replied coldly, Sis, I will never forgive you for hurting my wife. I'm cutting ties with you. Don't ever show your face to us again. We left Sophia behind and drove to our new home. Later, we heard that Sophia decided to go to William's brother's farm. However, the remote countryside location meant limited entertainment options and a weak internet connection. With nothing to do but work, her days were reportedly a living hell. My husband and I felt it was well deserved when we heard about her hard work from William's brother. The in-laws moved into a luxurious retirement home and were living comfortably. Our new home was wonderful, and we were enjoying every day. Our children were delighted, running around in the yard daily. We looked forward to continuing our happy family life together.